We're so excited to have Peter here. He is obviously he starred as Ralphie Parker in A Christmas Story. We're so excited that he's coming to Cleveland. He's had a great career for 45 years. And so now we'd like to welcome Peter Billingsley.
Thank you, Seema. Just wanted to say thank you to the Greater Cleveland Film Commission. Excited to be coming in, and hard to believe it's been 40 years since we made the movie in Cleveland. But excited to meet you all. I can't see you. And ready if you guys want to fire off questions.
All right, we're ready to take the first question. Who would like to start? I just need you to hit the reactions button and then raise hand in the bottom toolbar. All right, Katie, we're going to start with you.
Hi, Katie.
Hi, Peter. Well, let me center myself there. Katie Houston here with News 5. Thanks for chatting with us. This is really exciting.
Thank you. This is great.
Yeah. Well, I just want to ask, first, what are you looking forward to most about being back here in Cleveland?
Well, I've had the good fortune to come back a couple of times. Have so many fond memories of shooting in Cleveland. I've always referred to Cleveland as a partner, really, in the movie. We were a smaller budget movie, couldn't afford a tremendous amount of extras, put the calls out to the city. So many people showed up in so many scenes. And so this is the first reunion that all the kid cast will be at in 40 years. We've seen each other over the years. We've overlapped. We worked together on the sequel, obviously, but through production, none of us were always there at the same time. So I'm looking forward to being with everyone and just having a chance to reconnect with the city and the fans of the film.
And can I squeeze in one more? I was just going to say, what does it feel like to be part of something that has had such an indelible mark on pop culture, on a city, on families, and family traditions around the holiday time?
Yeah, well, it's really an incredible feeling for sure. And it was interesting because the film was not a massive success when it first came out. And and maybe that was a blessing in a way, I think, for how we were all able to feel with it, because you saw it slowly gain traction. And I was able to kind of distance myself from the movie because it had been years, and then really start to appreciate it and to see it as a film. But it never ceases to amaze me. Every time I think, well, gosh, it's been 30 years, this is going to start waning, it seems to pass to the next generation. And the excitement grows every Christmas when fans come up and say hi. So it's been a great feeling, and the film's really, really a blessing in our lives.
Is it part of the Billingsley family's tradition as well?
Yeah, it's weird. It's like it does wind up on in the house, and not because I just want to watch myself, but for some reason the sounds and when you hear Gene Shepard's voiceover, just starts feeling like Christmas. So invariably it winds up on the TV for at least a short period of time. And now at this point, I feel like almost karmically I have to put it on for a moment and then I can move on.
It's comfortable. It's comfortable.
It
Well,
is,
good to see you. Thank you so much for popping in here and giving us a moment.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you, Katie. We're going to go with Mark Bona next. Mark, are you there? Let me try to start your video.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Great.
Hey there, Mark.
Peter, question. I know you were very young during the filming, so it's not like you were going all over the city on your own. I assume your family was with you. But what memories, and I also know that the film was filmed in multiple locations, but what memories do you have of the city, whether it's the weather, the people, any places, big or small? I'm really curious as to what kind of left a mark with you.
Well, a lot. As I said, the sort of outpouring of support, I think, from people, particularly we shot on Higbee's, that's a big place that you had to fill up. And so many local folks showed up, and they were great. And it was nice. They weren't kind of Hollywood people. There was just a lot of regular kids. They kept that slide open during lunch for us. So we would go on that thing. We wouldn't even eat. We just kept sliding down the thing and having fun. I stayed at the Stouffer's Hotel. I remember that, which was great. I ordered a lot of Stouffer's French bread pizza. It was always like something to look forward to. I went to the Hall of Fame I remember a funny thing was, it was really cold, as you guys know well, but we needed snow, and a lot of the time it didn't snow. So we brought in, again, there was great support. I remember, I think it was fire trucks that would bring in this, it seemed like shaving cream. It was film. It was stuff they used to put out fires, and we'd spread it all in the deep background. So a lot of those scenes out front of the Parker house actually have a lot of that provided by the fire department, that sort of foam to put out fires. So really on every levels, from logistical to extras, and it was a vibrant city. And the other big thing that downtown Cleveland did for us, and I remember Bob Clark talking to me about it, was leaving the Christmas decorations up in downtown, because it's a small budget film. We couldn't necessarily afford to decorate such a large area. So by keeping those up and letting us inherit that, it was huge for the production value of the movie. So it just seemed like on every level, it was a really tremendous experience. And it was fun. We were kids. And when you're kids, you're just making the most of everything. And Cleveland was a fun city to be in.
That's great. When you mentioned the Hall of Fame, you're talking about football?
Correct.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, next we got Jeff Rydell.
Hey, Jeff. I think you're muted, Jeff.
Oh, there we go.
Let's try that.
There you go.
Okay, sorry about that. Too many buttons, not enough brain power.
Zoom.
I was just wondering about your thoughts on how Cleveland has sort of now adopted this movie, even though it was filmed in Cleveland, not set in Cleveland, but Cleveland has embraced the movie. It's adopted it. The Christmas house is a big attraction. We have a 5K run that's coming back, and so Cleveland's really embraced the movie. Wondering what your thoughts are on that.
I think it's great. It is where the Parker house rested. It is where it was. So, the filmmakers scouted a lot. Cleveland was the place that they chose to film where the Parkers lived. And so, as I shared through the last questions, we had a tremendous experience there. And nobody anticipated. You make these movies, you hope that they get traction, they find an audience. When something gets to sort of this status, you can't really anticipate it. You don't see it coming, and it tends to then trickle out in different ways. This movie has an audience. I think it was the first movie to have a marathon, and now the house is a museum. So just all these things that come are cool, and it's great to see. And I was in Cleveland a few years ago, and I was there for a friend's wedding, and I was downtown, and I saw there's even a sign that says like Christmas Story House that way. So it's clearly been embraced as a major part of it. So it's been really, really nice to see, and we're excited to do this. This is a reunion of cast. It's the 40th anniversary, but also it's a fundraiser for the Film Commission, which is a nonprofit. And our hope is that they can continue the work of giving jobs into the community and supporting filmmakers who want to shoot in Cleveland, and continue to have film shot there.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, next we're going to have Hank from 330 To Go.
Peter, how are you?
Hey, Hank, I'm doing good. Yourself?
Good, man. Thank you so much for doing this. We really appreciate it.
For sure. Yeah.
So I've had an opportunity, luckily, to get to know Zach over the past few years. He's friends with one of our Akronites here, and so I've had him on our show 3 or 4 times. So he's given me a lot of that background in terms of the things that you guys went through. And then I had Scott on the show last week, and he kind of shared us. He shared us the whole movie magic of how the tongue scene went down. Okay.
Yes.
So the one thing that he did mention, it's a question I want to pose to you. He said that there was a moment where you guys got back together now for this second film, and he was doing fine and everything was cool. Then all of a sudden he's on set and he's standing back behind the bar, and he was just completely overcome with the emotion of getting back into that role. So could you kind of talk us through what was it like becoming Ralphie again, now as an adult with adult problems? Talk us through that. How did that go for you?
Yeah, it was. I think the good sequels are when you take the character and don't just try to rehash the jokes 40 years later that you did when you were a kid, when you try to put them in a position of where are they now? What are their struggles now? What are they going through now? And that was a great leaping off point for us. It was really important to have the kid cats there. We all had one of those moments because I think as much as the fans have embraced the film and we're excited to come to a 40th anniversary like this, you don't realize it, but there is a lot of this kind of emotion with the film because it's done so well and it's become sort of such a part of so many people's lives. So we rebuilt all those houses on Cleveland Street. And I remember when they just got done painting the last one and I looked and it was like we were transformed back in time. And I called the cast and I said, you guys got to come down here. And we all kind of looked at the house and shared that moment, which is sort of surreal to think, you know, it was 39 years later and here we are, recreation of Cleveland Street, which is in Cleveland. And just the feelings that it brought back. And I think for everyone, fortunate thing is it's really, really positive. It was, you know, sure, there's challenges making a movie, but it was a really positive experience. And to see the joy that it's brought to fans just kind of carries on through us.
My kids know that on Christmas Eve it goes on at about 10 o'clock, and we keep it on. We keep it on until the next morning. All right. Well, listen, we really appreciate it, and hopefully be up there in person. Hopefully, get a chance to meet you next month.
That'd be great. Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Hank. Next, we've got Kabir. Oops.
Hello.
Oh, I'm looking angelic. Hi, thanks so much for taking time. I have a few really quick questions for you.
For sure.
Do you know if you're going to be stopping by the actual house while you're here?
I don't think so. We have a lot of events for planned out, but I do want to say that all of the events are at clevelandfilm.com.
Very good. And then were you here? I know you were on Real People around this same time. Were you here when they shot a whole episode in Cleveland? Do you recall this?
Ooh, that's a good question. It's entirely possible. I don't remember, but it's entirely possible.
It was a little after the film, so I wasn't sure if
Yeah.
And then third question, I know that you have done so much behind the camera as well, post-production, producing, that sort of thing. Is there anything you can recall learning from Bob Clark or Gene Shepard when you were...
Yes. Bob was the greatest mentor that I had. And so I can just tell you anecdotally, I had done a lot. I was 12 when I did Christmas Story, and I had started at 2.5. So I know it seems strange, but I'd actually done a bunch of movies until then. And it was the most different energy I had ever felt on a set. I had never seen someone so prepared. Bob had note cards of every lens, every shot, all the framing. They had tried to get this movie made for close to 12 years, and nobody wanted to make it. So by the time the film was greenlit and we started shooting, Bob and Gene were more prepared than any filmmakers I had ever seen. And Bob was the most encouraging and told me when I got older and wanted to transition into producing, he said, get into the edit room, and that's where you'll learn how movies are made. And it was the best advice I ever got. We kept in touch. We remained very close until he passed away, and he was really the greatest mentor that I had.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Any other questions? Do we have any in the chat or, okay, Jeff, we got another one for you.
Quick one.
Hey, Jeff.
Oh, unmute you there. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me unmute you. There you go.
Okay. Yeah, I was just curious on how excited you are to visit with the rest of the cast when you're here in Cleveland.
Very much. This is the first time that we will all kind of officially be together for any form of a reunion. All the kid cast in 40 years. We've done pockets and sort of different groups throughout time. We were never all on the set at the same time during the sequel, just the way production worked. So it'll be exciting to do an event with everyone. It's kind of crazy to think about, just because we've, as I said, we've all seen each other in pieces and parts, and we've all kept in touch, and we've all remained friends. So I think everyone is equally excited on the cast end to be together as the fans are to get a chance to meet the cast.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. We got another one from George Thomas from the Akron Beacon.
Good afternoon. Real quick question. Given the film's cultural impact over the past 4 decades, why has a reunion of the full cast taken this long in an era where they're common? I'll give you a perfect example. The series Supernatural ended several years ago, and their cons are a cottage industry right now. So
it's a good question. I think one reason is that the film really did take a while to gain its traction. It really wasn't until I remember I was in a video store, and I think it was like in the early 90s. I was living in Phoenix, and it was around Christmas. So I just went in to rent a movie, and I saw a standee, like a cardboard cutout of me. And I was like, what is this? And I went up to the video guy, and I was like, this is a movie I did almost 10 years ago. And he said, yeah, well, people really are, they want it every Christmas, and they were stocking the shelves. And then I think once the marathon hit, it kind of went into another status. So there was a 20th anniversary that we did with Bob Clark a little bit. It wasn't kind of a big deal, and then I think over time we waited, and then it's like, all right, well, now it's the 40th. We got to do something. And so the only place that we sincerely wanted to do it was Cleveland. It's like, it just made the most sense. And so sometimes when these things come together, it's easy. The Greater Cleveland Film Commission made it simple. We wanted to partner with them to do this. And it from talking about it through the planning to getting the date all happened really, really quickly. So it's a good question. I don't know. 40 years seems like a long time, but we're grateful that it's now and that it's here.
Well, here you go. You were responsible for getting half my senior class out of classes when the film was in town filming. So there you go.
Oh, good. Did you guys come out to set?
I did not. I had plenty of friends who dressed up everything. They were extras in the film.
Oh, that's great.
Have a good day, sir.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Great. We got Fox 8 here.
Hi, Peter. Can you hear me?
Yes. Is it Gabe?
Yeah. And thanks for taking the time out. Just two quick questions.
Please.
First question is, how many leg lamps do you own, and how many are you willing to own?
Well, somebody gifted me a Mini one time. I have it. I don't really fly it up in the house, but I see them. I see them in a lot of windows. I do have the which I broke out. See, every time I do something for Cleveland, you guys get me to do something that I don't ever normally do. But that is the original slate board from.
I love it.
Yeah, and you're lucky you get memorabilia from film sometimes, and filmmakers will give it to cast. So
super cool that you're coming back to town for this big reunion on November 10th. And also just wondering, because a lot of folks don't realize the power that this trio is in making movies. You, Favreau, Vaughn, what's it going to take to get you three to come back to Cleveland and make a movie here?
Oh, well, look, we're partnered with the right folks. This is a good fundraiser for the Film Commission. As I said, we had a great experience shooting. So we do look forward to coming back again.
Cleveland loves you. You love Cleveland?
Very much. Always. Absolutely.
Good stuff. Thanks, Peter.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Gabe.
We've got a little bit more time if anyone has any other questions. All right, Kabir.
Just wondering, since you mentioned the slate behind you, are there other pieces, clothing, anything that you kept from the film, or just from when you were visiting here, memorabilia from the football hall, anything?
Yeah, no, I was lucky. My mom was always good about grabbing different sorts of things. So I keep this in my office, but I do have the original bunny suit, which there was only one made, and the original BB gun. Those are locked in a vault. But and I also have the cowboy costume as well. So I got a lot of things from a lot of movies, and it's kind of great to have a lot from this film as well.
Anything from, I know you were Messy Marvin and a lot of other hundreds of commercials. Anything from any of the?
I do. Yeah, I do. She just was great about it. I have a couple of Messy Marvin outfits. I have the original Messy Marvin glasses. And they're just kind of packed up and stored into a vault so that they don't get ruined. But yeah, it's cool. She was just great about grabbing a few little things, and again, not knowing that these would be something that you would want to have later in life.
Great. We got another question from Hank at 330 to go.
All right. Since we got time, Peter, so when you meet all these people, like, for example, there's so many extras, they're all over the place, right? Like, I know one, Nikki from the Basement of the Lake. She's the owner of one of the bars here in Akron, and she was a kid in one of the Higbee scenes. And then you had some guy showed up on my front porch. His name is Paul, and he said, "Hey, I saw you were taking pictures with Zach Ward last year with me. Do you know him?" And I'm like, "Sure." It's like, "Can you get a hold of him?" He was the guy in the upside down guy crawling on the pole in the push.
Cool. Yeah.
Hazy scene, right?
Right.
So as you go through life and you just randomly meet all these people, like what is that like? You know, obviously because of this, you're this public figure for life, where you kind of, it's like a blessing and a curse mix, right? What is that like, where you just randomly are just walking about your day and someone comes up to you and says, "Hey, I was blah." I mean, what's that like?
A lot of people, definitely. The film seems to have connections, or somebody knows something, and it's, "Oh, I was, the son of this elf," or "I was connected to this," or "I was there on that day." I think it's great because, again, it's the one commonality is everyone seemed to enjoy it. Hollywood can kind of burn out people, and a lot of people don't want people shooting in their town. Not the case with our experience, not the case with that film. It was, I think it was testament to Bob Clark. He kept it a lot of fun. Like, it, as I said earlier, we kept the slide going. The kids were playing, everyone was hanging out. And I think it just created that sense of reality for the movie. One of the things, so many people are like, "Well, why does this movie go on?" And I think it just feels real, especially at a time when a lot of families were either Disneyfied or maybe just too sort of perfect. It feels like a very real family. Like, the relationship with the brothers, the cold, dealing with life and school and bullies and parents
and dad
don't always come true, and a dad that's always on the edge.
and the bumper sounds.
Real. And then the dogs next door just driving you nuts. Totally.
So yeah.
I think that they were just able to capture something that was very real, but also put it in this kind of eccentric, super entertaining way.
Fantastic. Thanks, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, we've got time for one or two more if anybody has any additional questions. Yeah, we got one more from Jeff.
Oops. Hi. Maybe just to end on, like, a favorite memory from Cleveland during the shoot.
Yeah, it was, I think, shooting downtown at night. And it's really during the opening of the film. All of the setup, I mean, even another support on the local end, those old classic cars that are so hard to get and are so expensive. Bob Clark, the director, called local car clubs and just said, "Bring your cars down. They drive, we'll drive them around, and they'll probably be in the film." And so just kind of how much, because you're still a kid, and so you're looking at how much it transformed, I think, to the period, and that Higbee's window, all those toys. I remember it was freezing cold, but it was so cool looking at and having the cars and having Cleveland, the sport to leave the decorations up, all the extras that turned out. It was probably the most fun scene to shoot, and just kind of a perfect coming together of all the support from the city, from the state, from the extras, from the car clubs, to everyone to create that really cool opening in the film.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I think there are not any more questions. So I would just like to, first of all, thank you so much, Peter, for
Thank you.
joining us today. And thank you to our media partners for being here. Julie and I will send out the recording afterwards with our press kit and some more information. If you have any questions, you can just give me a call. But Peter, we will see you in 3 weeks.
We'll see everybody soon. Yeah, really, really looking forward to it.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Take care.
Bye.